I watch how they walk in, or I watch posture. Good posture, bad posture. It could be confidence issues, could be injuries, it could be something that they're dealing with. Maybe it's just who they are. Then I start to watch them through a warm-up. My warm-up becomes my biggest evaluation tool. I can assess their ranges of motion, I can assess how well they understand their body, I can assess their balance. And that's my more quantitative evaluation, but I'd say majority of my evaluation becomes qualitative, where I'm just looking at one, who they are as a person, and two, who they are as an athlete, just in how well they know their body. You have the physical and the mental sides of performance, and I think we do a really good job of preparing the physical side, but I think what happens all too many times is the mental side gets forgotten. Nobody wants to talk about it. They don't want to show their insecurities. I'm mentally strong, I'm mentally this. It's not about that. Every athlete have the same insecurities. When you're on the national stage, when you're on a pay-per-view event, when you're playing Monday Night Football, everybody has a fear associated with failure. All these athletes have it. And the problem is, a lot of times we don't address it on the front end. If you address it on the front end, it's not that scary. But if you kind of wait for it, for that time of the event, then it can rear its ugly head. My entire philosophy is ultimately the same. Now, what I have to do is use my best practices from the psychological standpoint to decide how I get that information across to somebody. I'm consistent in my message each and every day when we start every training session. The consistency aspect is a key component because you're creating habits. When we wake up in the morning, we're either creating good habits or bad habits based on our decisions. And ultimately, the greats always have their eye on the prize. They always understand the bigger picture. They're not looking at what today is, they're understanding that today leads to 2 years from now. I need to be patient with my athletes, understanding that this is a relationship. This is something that's going to build over time, and the trust comes in time. You're not going to walk in the door day one and trust me, it's just not the case. So I have to build that over time. I have to pick my battles. I can't be that type of coach who, if you don't do every little step my way or the highway, it's out of here. It's not the case. No good relationship works that way. You actually create greater buy-in in time and when you can pick your battles. I learned it by having kids, to be honest with you. I think what separates good from great when we look at athletes across the board in any sport is their willingness to be coached. I find a lot of athletes get stuck in no man's land of good because they're not coachable. They're unwilling to sacrifice ego, and they just think they're already there. They're that guy. I've made the team. Well, maybe you could be better than just making the team. Maybe you can be better than just starting a few games. I absolutely love what I do, and the reason I do what I do is because I feel as we get older, our resources diminish. When you're younger, when you're in middle school, high school, you have coaches, administrators, teachers, all these people who are truly trying to help you. I want to be the guy who is continually a resource for my athletes. I want to let them know that if you're injured, if you're sick, if you're slow and you need to be fast, whatever the case may be, I can help you. My job description, based on who I'm working with, is everything from a sports performance coach to a life coach. You name it, it's all-encompassing. I see myself as a mentor in a large part.